Hey, what can I say? Okay, I've done a few videos about. I've done a few videos about complex post-traumatic stress injury. I said I call it injury, not disorder, because I thought it's wrong to call it a disorder because it's due to injuries. Okay, so I've been watching as part of this event ran by various therapists and healers and etc. And it's videos, and they're doing different videos every day, and it's about PTSD, which is similar to complex post-traumatic stress injury. I would call it post-traumatic stress injury, not disorder again. Anyway, there are subtle differences between the two. Okay, so post-traumatic stress injury is one or perhaps two events that are very traumatic, like being involved in a very serious car crash and seeing someone close to you dying next to you, being involved in a massive explosion or bombing or something like that. But complex post-traumatic stress injury is a series of minor or major events. So, for example, even trauma while the baby is in the womb causes CPTSI in the baby before it's even born, because mum is stressed and she's flooding the baby with stress hormones. Okay, and there's a lot of evidence to suggest that trauma can be hereditary. So something that happened to your great-grandparents, you can carry the trauma genes and memory of that situation. Which is why the whole idea of reparations for people who were slaves is pertinent to that, Anyway, as you know from my videos, I suffered a lot of abuse and neglect in the first 5 years of my life, and there was further emotional and mental abuse perpetrated against me the entire time I was in the care system. And basically, because of all that, my default program and running is one of I'm not safe, people are going to hurt me, I'm not worthy of love, I'm broken, I'm damaged, I'm bad, I'm unlovable. All of these little programs are running all the time. Now, in proactive and productive and resourceful times of life, they're just bubbling under the surface and they're okay. Alright, so if my relationship ended in 2006 wasn't bad enough for me moving geographically from London to the north of England, and then moving again in the north of England to buy a house and live in a small town where I was very, very isolated socially, and met a string of guys who were not good for my mental health because they were either alcoholics or passive aggressive, and projected a lot of their insecurities onto me, which isn't a good thing because, as you can imagine, I would take them on board, to one guy who I thought it was all going to work out with, and then he dumped me suddenly out of the blue for no apparent reason. A few weeks after he said he was going to take me to Egypt on holiday for a week for my birthday. Anyway, so since 2011, which is when I moved again geographically to Manchester, I have had 3 cancer scares. One of the cancer scares is ongoing at the moment. I've had 2 major surgeries. I've been made redundant twice. I have had my house repossessed, the one in Halifax. after a lot of trauma and stress around renting it out to people and then damaging the property and leaving without paying rent. It was eventually repossessed. I was then declared bankrupt, and towards the end of last year, I attempted suicide, and ended in a psych ward, and then a month later, I was hospitalised with severe heart failure, and I almost died from that because my heart was 15% refraction, whatever it is. So it was working at 15%, which is very severe heart failure. I'm now on 4 medications from that, which added to all the other medications I take, mean that my brain is foggy most of the time. I'm tired, etc., etc. I'm out of breath. I can't even climb 2 flights of stairs without being out of breath. And since lockdown, I've bought 3 sets of resistance bands, 2 of which never came because they were bogus websites and I had to reclaim the money, which was a long process. I've got 3 sets now. One of them is 1, 2 to 3 of them are snapped in each set of the resistant bands I've got. I've ordered a bracelet because I was going to treat myself to being off the steroids for 6 months. And I've had no support whatsoever in coming off the steroids, so it's been difficult. And it turns out that they're not a very good jewellers, and quite likely what I think is solid silver will be silver plated, which means I've paid a lot of money for something that isn't real silver. So I've probably got to deal with that eventually when this item comes. And there's a situation within a friendship group which has been very highly triggering for me. This isn't the fault of anyone in particular or any individuals in particular. Just this on top of the resistance bands, the jewellery, my laptop's not working properly, my TV isn't working properly, my mobile phone signal isn't working all the time. My group therapy, I can't attend that because it's online at the moment and that isn't working because of it. I downloaded it and uploaded it to my computer and it fucked up my computer, so I had to delete it from it. So I'm not having the support of group therapy at the moment. And yesterday I was in bed all day. I woke up and I had no motivation whatsoever. I felt physically and mentally absolutely awful as a result of all these triggers and stuff and the anxiety about an up and coming situation where I felt really anxious about it because there's an individual there who I feel really stressed about, and it's not their fault. They've done nothing wrong. It's my bloody complex post-traumatic stress injury, running. And it's been really fucking difficult. And then a difficult phone call this morning with my ex because I'd messaged him yesterday when I wasn't feeling great, saying I'm not feeling great and I've not eaten or drunk anything today, And he ended up calling the police. The police knocked my door down at 11:30 last night because they were concerned for my welfare. And then a difficult conversation with my ex today about my responsibility in that and how I need to be more considerate of other people and more considerate of their mental health and them worrying about me and all of that, so very, very, very fucking difficult, so please do not underestimate or play down how difficult it is having complex post-traumatic stress injury, because I can tell you it is no fucking picnic, especially when you are, like I am, trying everything you fucking can to manage it and to get better, especially when you're dealing with other stuff, like constant physical pain, medical condition, and all other things that are going on. So there you go. It's kind of an update and a rant and a ramble, I don't know what, but there you go.